सरस्वती नमस्तेस्तु वीणा पुस्तकधारिणी हंसवाहनम् आरूढे विद्यादानं कुरुष्व मे येनाक्षर समाम्नायम् अधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. Okay, so we started with samasa vritti and in tatpurusha samasa prayena uttara padartha pradhanah atayeva uttarapada lingascha bhavati. So it is the importance is given to the second padam. Importance pradhanah ityukte tatra kriya anvayitvam tatraiva vartate. So we have to look at what connects with the kriya, and that is always the second padam in the samasta padam. Atayeva uttara pada lingascha. So the lingam or the gender of that would also be following the second word in the compound. So there are two types of tatpurusha samasa. One is vyadhikarana tatpurusha and the other is samanadhikarana tatpurusha. In vyadhikarana tatpurusha, we have 5 varieties: vibhakti purvakaha, nai purvakaha, pradinipata purvakaha, upapada purvakaha, and mayuravyamsakadi. This kind of classification you will find only in Saralavyakaranam. In the original Panini, you may not find this kind of a classification, but people later have tried to classify it in this manner. Each person would have classified it in their own methodology. We finished with the Vibhakti Purvaka Tatpurusha Samasa, starting from Prathama, Dvitiya, Tritiya, Chaturthi, Panchami, Shashti and Saptami Tatpurusha. We finished with the Saptami Tatpurusham. Now we have to start with 9th Tatpurusha. Okay. Nayarthaha Shodha Kirtitaha Atra Iyam Karika Tatsadrishyam Abhavascha Tadanyatvam Tadalpata Aprashastyam Virodhascha Nayarthaha Shat Prakirtitaha. Nan is always used in the sense of na or negative. Right? We always say in the sense of absence or anything, but actually, nai arthaha shodha kirtitaha. Shodha is shadvidhaha. There are 6 meanings for nai here, and it can be used in 6 ways. And the karika for that is tat sadrishyam. This is a karika that is popularly given. I think it is in Vakyapadiyam. I'm not sure where this shloka has been taken from. This karika has been taken from. Karikas are usually those which give a definition for anything. So the definition for nai or the meanings in which nai can be used are tat sadrishyam, abhavaha, 1, 2 is abhava, 3 tadanyatvam, tadalpata is 4, aprashastyam 5, and virodhaha 6. Nayarthaha shat prakirtitaha. Now the meaning of each we will see in the examples along with that. So when we say tat sadrishyam, tasya sadrishaha, so or tena sadrishyam vartate, along tasya sadrishyam vartate, you're using nine with another word, but the meaning that nine contributes to that word is it is equal to or similar to that person, but not the same. That's sadrishyam. So the first example here is Brahmana sadrishaha ityarthe na brahmanaha abrahmanaha. The na is, you remove the nakara and then only a is remaining there. So you have abrahmanaha. This is in the sense of sadrishyam or similarity. So sadrishye arthe Brahmana sadrishaha ityarthe na brahmanaha ityuktam. So he is not a brahmana. What are you trying to say? He is not a brahmana, but he is a kshatriya or some other varna? No, that is not what is being indicated here. He is very similar to a brahmana, but he does not do all the duties that are due for a brahmana. So there is a similarity between him and a brahmana. So this is with respect to sadrishya. Okay.
Mahodaya, if we are doing some kind of alaukika vigrahavakyam and then writing like some dhatu plus some pratyaya, and then we want to do a nai of that, so that time do we write a and then the dhatu plus pratyaya, or should we write na plus like how do we
Na.
write the vigrahavakyam when we are doing the alaukika vigrahavakyam?
Na kritva akritva. That's what you're asking, right?
Something like that. So then instead of writing na kritva is this thing alaukika vigrahavakyam. Alaukika vigrahavakyam will be kru dhatu plus kru plus ktva we will write. So that time do we write na plus kru plus ktva or a plus kru plus ktva? How do we write?
You have to write na plus kru plus tva, and then there is another sutra which is nalopo nayaha iti. The nakara in the nanya is removed, and nya is an it, halantyam. So only the akara is remaining.
Okay, so we have to still write only na even in the alaukika vigrahavakyam.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And then you give the sutram nalopo nayaha, and then the nakara is removed. You have only a, halantyam nya is removed, and then so in plus a plus i, right? So the in, the last letter in is removed by halantyam. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Even here, this is na brahmanaha. It is nine which connects first.
Okay.
You know what? 1 minute. That's it. Okay, now you can see the whiteboard, right? Okay, cool. So na brahmanaha. Okay, this is your laukika vigraha. Okay, so this is the laukika vigraha. And what is the meaning of the na that is there? The na is used in the meaning of sadrishyam or similarity. Now when you want to write the alaukika vigraha, so na is actually the original of na is nany plus brahmanaha or brahmana su. You have to do that. Now what happens is the in is removed here, or you can start with the na plus brahmanaha. Okay, na plus brahmana. Su is also removed, that you can say sulo in pratipadikam you first remove all this in samasa vritti. Adukaprom idu vandu, this is because of nalopo nayaha. I think the sutra number is 6 something. Wait. 6373. Okay. Oh no. This is halantyam. Nyakara is gone, right? The nya is gone. So that is the last letter of the pratyaya. So it is because of halantyam. Now you remove the nakara and only a is remaining. For this, nalopo nayaha. Adukapro abrahmana plus again supodhatu pratipadikayoho. You declare it as pratipadikam and then you put this.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
This happens no matter what. For even if it is kridhatu, kritva, akritva, nanya plus kritva, adiliyum na plus kritva, a plus kritva, akritva. Seyyamal, without having done.
Okay. So, but in the exam, if we want to write it, we have to write the first of the prakriya process, first step, instead of writing the last step.
You don't need all of this nalopo, nayaha, ityadika, because you're not reading the sutras at all for Saralavyakaranam.
Correct.
So you only need to write this section here. So you can be a little more, if they are asking you to write about Nanya Tatpurusha, you start off with saying that Nanya iti abhavarte eva prasiddhaha. If you want to be more descriptive, you can say that. Parantu nayaha bahavaha arthaha santi tatra shat arthaha prakirtitaha purvam iyam cha karika. If you remember the karika, then you can say this, or you just have to remember the 6 meanings. Okay, sadrishyarthe nai upayujyate, abhavarte api nai upayujyate, and then you give examples for it. So yatra brahmana sadrishaha ityarthe na nanya upayujyate, tatra na brahmanaha iti udaharanam. And then you say abrahmanaha iti samastapadam bhavati. Tatra brahmanaha natu sampurnataya saha brahmanaha kintu adavadu he is just wearing a sacred thread. Kevalam yajnopavita dharane athava dakshina ella vaangiradhukku, you know, namna eva saha brahmanaha natu kriyaya iti. So brahmana sadrishaha அப்படிங்கிறோம். So this is sadrishye. Abhave. No, abhava is the usual kind of thing that we do. We know saha na karoti. That is karana abhavaha. There is no, he does not do that kriya. It can also come in a samasta padam. So sandehasya abhavaha ityarthe. There is no doubt at all. That is, there is an absence of doubt. In that sense, you can use nain and compound it with another word. So na sandehaha asandehaha. This is in the meaning of absence. Anyatve or bhede. Ashwa bhinnaha ityarthe na ashwaha anashwaha. When you want to indicate an animal which is not a horse, it looks like a horse, but it is not, definitely it is not a horse, or it does not belong to the genus of horse, then you say anashwaha. Maybe it is a gauhu. I am anashwaha, iyam gauhu. So this is not a horse, but it is something different from a horse. So not an absence of you just say it is different from a horse. So you use the nanya for that sense also. Alpatve. When you want to indicate something which is very less, so little that it cannot even be considered as that object. So alpam udaram ityarthe na udaram anudaram. Let's assume a lady who has very little stomach, no belly for her, that's all. She's got a very flat belly, or even for a man who has a flat belly, right? So he doesn't have a big pot belly here. Very alpam udaram. It's got a very small stomach. Or another way also, anudaram. He doesn't even have a stomach. It can't even be considered as a stomach. He eats so less. Anudaram tasya. He eats so less that it's as if there is no stomach in his body. So anudaram, it's to indicate alpatvam. Next is aprashastya. Prashastyam, prashasta is something that is suitable or suitable, fit. A cow which is fit to be a cow, whereas these are all cows that are not fit to be cows. Think about the situation of Nachiketas and his father. His father did a yagam, Vishwajit yaga, where he had to donate everything that he had. But when he was donating, he was only donating cows, jagdatrinaha, pitodakaha, jagdatrinaha. And then he will say, dugdha doha or something like that. His father was donating cows which had already completed eating grass. That so much so that it was so old and jeernam that it could not eat anymore, it could not drink anymore, nor can it produce milk. So there is no point in donating such cows. You are supposed to donate something like a healthy cow so that you get the punyam of that sacrifice. But our Nachiketas' father, he donated only very aprashastaha pashavaha. So apashavaha, the cows could not even be fit to be called as cows there. So they were unfit to be called as cows. So apashavaha. So the fitness or appropriateness is not there. Aprashasthye. Virodha, opposite. One who are in opposition to certain people. So suraha, asuraha. Sura virodhinaha ityarthe. Na suraha, asuraha. Not to indicate that they do not have devatvam in them. Tatha nasti. It is just that they are in opposition to the devas, so they are called asuraha. Yeah. So these are the 6 meanings that we saw in the shloka. Tat sadrishyam, abhavascha, tad anyatvam, tad alpata, aprashastham, virodhascha, nayartaha, shat prakirti. Idella vandu you will see to recognize it in kavyam, it is a little difficult. So generally we don't go into these. I need to look at those also. Okay. Next one is you क्वचित् नकारः प्रकृति सिद्ध एव दृश्यते. These shabdas, these words are found in this manner. These are nitya samastapada with the na in it. They do not, nalopo nayaha does not apply here at all, because Panini has given these words as part of the sutram itself. So the sutra itself is nabhran napan naveda nasatya namuchi. That is the sutra itself here. Okay, if you look up the number 6375, the sutra will contain all of these words. These words, nakara lopo na bhavati, na bhrat, na pat, na vedaha, na satyaha, namuchi, nakula, nakha, napumsaka, nakshatra, nakra, naka. These are words which are found just like that, and it has the nakara in it. Naya is there, but the nakara lopa does not happen in these words, because Panini has read it as a list of words which exist like this. If it is apranivachaka shabda, if it does not refer to some prani, then you can have na and a. Either of those can apply. Anyatarasyam. Nago apranishu anyatarasyam. Nagaha is a word which can represent, which is a word which indicates parvatam. It can also indicate an elephant. When it indicates an elephant, it has to be only nagaha, because it is a nomenclature. It is a samjna to refer to that particular object. I cannot change the word nagaha. Whereas when it indicates a parvatam, in the sense of na gacchati iti nagaha, I can have 2 options here. One is the na lopaha bhavitumarhati tarhi agaha. Agajanana padmarkam gajanana maharnisham. Right? Agaja, agajangarche parvata rajaputri iti. So agat jayate iti agaja. Ityapi bhavati. Nagaha ityapi upayuktam shakyate. So these 2 are possible here. Aprani vachakatve. Okay. The next is pradinipata purvakaha tatpurushaha. So go back to the first 5 divisions of it. The first one was vibhakti purvakaha. The second is nai purvakaha. The third is pradinipata purvakaha. This comes under one particular sutra, Kugati Pradayaha. Each one has a different meaning here, and each goes with the different vibhaktis also are possible here. Pragataha Acharyaha, Pracharyaha, an Acharya who is Pragataha is Prakarshena Gachati, or one who, I'll just look at the meanings, because
headmaster
nu எடுத்துக்கலாம் பிராச்சாரியஹாங்கிறதுக்கு. Gatischalayum varum in the words ellame, but you can look at Kugati Pradayaha also. I think so Pracharyaha is a headmaster rangrela irukla sollalam. Pragataha Acharyaha Pracharyaha. Okay. Prakrishtam gataha Pracharyaha. Because Prakrishtamna, he has gone to a higher position, you can take it as a headmaster. Atikrantaha malam, one who has crossed the mala. So Atimalaha, Avakrishtaha Kokilaya, idikla enna meaning vandu you can look at the Atimala, Atimalam angaradella vandu This comes under, this goes through your Upasarjanam. In that you have 2-3 Vyakhyanas in Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi. He gives Avadayaha Krushtadhyarthe Tritiyaya, Paryadayaha Glanadhyarthe Chaturthya, Niradayaha Krantadhyarthe Panchamya. So these are the 3 Vartikas that are being applied here in this sense. So the first one is actually Ditiya. So this is Prathama, Dvitiya, Tritiya, Chaturthi, Panchami. Okay, so Adikrantaha Malam, one who surpasses the Mala, in the sense, like Vishnu, when he is wearing a lot of these jewels, the Alankaranam Alankaryatvam comes because of him, because he surpasses the Mala that he is wearing. He is more beautiful to look at than the Mala that he wears. Avakrishtaha iti nasti prayaha avakrushtaha bhavet. Avakokila avakrushtaha kokilaha. So it is drawn out by, or it is called out by the kokila. Krushta. So avakrushtaha kokilaya, by the kokila is being called out. What happens here? We only have this ava joining with the in the alaukika vigraham. So you don't have this krushta coming in at all. So only pradi comes and joins with the padam, and it becomes a samasta padam here. So this is called pradi tatpurusha. Pariglanaha adhyayanaya pariglanaha, one who is fatigued for studying. He is ready to do everything else. You ask him, let's go to a movie, he will come. But then to study, he is pariglanaha. He is very tired to study. Nishkrantaha kaushambhyaha nishkaushambihi, one who has left Kaushambi.
Avakokilaha means normally kokila sound is very nice and sweet and melodious and all. When it is sounding bad, then it is avakokilaha.
Illa. It is just singing. The kokilam is on the tree and it is just singing. Avladhan.
But does it mean something like a danger or what is our part of it?
Spring has arrived. That's all.
So, but the kosha says like sounding ill or badly and all it says.
Adallam illa, avashyame illa. No. You can be drawn by it. Avakrushta, it is a weeping sound. Abdingra. Adinala. But it's not necessary that it should be a weeping sound. It is, the kokilam is calling out to you. It is actually crying out to you, saying, enjoy the nature that is there around you.
Okay.
Because the kokila shabdam is the first thing that comes during spring. Adinala. So pariglanaha adhyayanaya, pari plus adhyayanaha paryadhyayanaha, nishkrantaha kaushambhyaha nishkaushambihi, a person who has left Kaushambi, which is a city or a janapadam, a country. Prakarshena kshalayitva prakshalya. Either we see it very commonly in an upasarga and lyap. So he has just included that also here. This is a type of tatpurusha samasankartika sulrar. In a kshalayitva has already become a word. It is no longer a dhatu. It is a kridanta. Shobhanaha purushaha supurushaha. Kutsitaha Raja, Kim Raja. So Shobhanaha Purushaha is a person who is beautiful, handsome fellow. So Supurushaha. Instead of Shobhana, Su comes in, and Su is Pradi. It is there in the set of Pra, etc. 22 Upasargas are there, and they are also termed as Gati in the Tatpurusha Samasa. Kutsitaha Raja, Kim Raja, Kutsitaha Purushaha, Ka Purushaha, Kutsitam Annam, Kadannam. All these 3 indicate the bad. Ippo ninga sonnele, this is kutsitaha ityeva tatra, you say someone who is not to be accepted as a raja, or who has to be nindyaha saha iti, criticized. A king who should be criticized, one who is not a good raja, one who is not a good person, kapurushaha. Kadannam, one is bad, which is bad food, should not be eaten. Kutsitamannam. Ete sarve aswapada vigrahaha nitya samasaha. So swapada vigrahaha aswapada vigrahaha ngarche swapadam, the vigraha, when the vigraha vakyam has the padam that is there in the samastapada. So in the samastapada it does not have these words, so it is called an aswapada vigraha. You are trying to write a vigraha vakyam for this padam, which is the samastapadam. For that, the vigraha vakyam does not contain the words that are there in this. You don't have ka purushaha. Iti vigraha vakyam tu karta na kurmaha. Yeah. It has a different word from what is there in the samastapada. So these are aswapada vigraha, and it is also nityam samasaha. These are nitya samasaha, wherein it will always be in the form of that samastapadam, and it's something that you have to do. Andamadri nityam. Next is upapada purvakaha, upapada samasaha. This also we know. Kumbham karoti iti kumbhakaraha. Usually we say karoti iti karaha, kumbhasya karaha, kumbhakaraha. That is the involved step behind this. We never put it down as vigraha vakyam, etc. But this is what happens behind the scenes. It is never that a dhatu joins with the subantam. Subantam and kriyapadam will not join. You will have the steps involved are karoti iti karaha. The dhatu becomes the subanta, and then you say kumbhasya karaha, the maker of the kumbha. So kumbhakaraha, one who creates pots. Chitram karoti iti chitrakaraha, a painter, one who creates pictures. Tantum vayati iti tantu vayaha, one who weaves a thread. Vayati, weaves, a weaver. Somena ishtavan, Somayaji. Ishtavan edukku thidirnu he has given tavatu pratyaya. Somayaji, karane yajnaha, somena ishtavan iti, okay, one who has done this. Karane upapade.
If you just put the thing, it will not indicate the person who has done it. That's why I think it's the tavatu.
Somena yajate yaru ennanilla, one who has done this abdingiradhukaga. Okay, so Somayaji is a person who has done Somayaga. Jalat jatam jalajam, that which is born out of the water. Mandurayam jataha mandura jaha. Mandurana na idu nanikkaren. And stable solrom illaya adula and kottagai. கொட்டகையை தான் வந்து நம்ம மந்துராங்க, குதிரை லாயம் அதெல்லாம் சொல்றோம் இல்லையா, அது any stable for horses or cows, it was born in that stable அப்படிங்கறச்சே மந்துரா ஜஹா. அஸ்வஹா, a horse that has been born in the mandura, which is a stable. Swadum kritva swadum karam agre bhuktva agre bhojam ucchaih kritva ucchaih kritya. இதையும் இங்கேயே சேர்த்திருக்கார். Because there is an avyaya involved inge vandu, whereas this is a pradi, here it is a padam that is there beside. If you see the difference between prakshalya and uchchai kritya, rendume ore mari irukke. We are only transforming twa to lyap. Then why is it in two different categories? In this prakshalayitva prakshalya, the pra is part of pradi. So we have put it under pradinipata purvakaha. Whereas if you come here, uchchai kritva is uchchai kritya. Uchchaihi is a padam. Agre is a padam. Swadum is a padam. So it is an upapada. Because of the presence of the padam nearby, it is an upapada purvakaha tatpurushaha. Swadum kritva, swadum karam, having made it more tasty. Agre bhuktva, having eaten in the beginning. Agre bhojam saha gacchati. Pandiki mundindu kalambarangrome adha. Agre bhojam gacchati. Modalla saaftu one who eats first in the wedding and then leaves. So agre bhojam. Uchchai kritva uchchaihi. So uchchaihi kritva, when you write it in separate words, it has to be ktva. When you join it together, it has to be lyap. The last category is Mayuravyam Sakadi. I am Dvividhaha. Then last Ama. So Mayura Vyamsakadi follows just one list of words that Panini has given. It is a Ganam. Anything that falls within it will be treated as Mayura Vyamsakadi. It is an Akriti Gana. So things that you generally see will also be included in this Gana. There are two types of Mayura Vyamsaka. One is Subanta Samasa, the other is Tinganta Samasa. Subanta Samasas are Vyamsakaha cha asau Mayuraha cha Mayura Vyamsakaha. A peacock which is like a cheat. So Vyamsaka ityukte Vanchakaha iti. A peacock which cheats. So Mayura Vyamsakaha. It is like a cheating peacock madri solrom. Udakcha avak.
It seems when it tries to find another female peacock and try to ward away some other male peacocks, it makes a different sound, tricking the other male peacock as if it has already won or something like that. So that competitors it can drive away. So it is doing a trick, it seems.
Oh, so that's why it's called Mayura Vyamsaka.
That's why it is a Mayura Vyamsakaha.
Okay. During mating ritual that happens. Okay. Next is Udakcha Avakcha. Udak and Avak. Uchavacham. Uchavacham is a word that is formed just like that. You do not split it like this because it's a word found in the list itself. Udak, the components are Udakcha Avakcha. That's all. And it automatically forms. You can't make alaukika vigraha, su potu, adalam potu. You don't do that. You directly make the word here because that word is listed in the list. Ganapathe. Udakcha avakcha. Udak is uchaihi, high. Avak is low. These two together, uchavacham, the uneven or irregular or high and low, iti uchavacham. The next is nishchapracham. Nishchitam cha prachitam cha, that which has been decided with conviction. Nishchitam is ascertained. Nishchitam cha prachitam cha, that which has been determined clearly and the evidence has been gathered. So there is, you cannot deny it at all. So nishchapracham bhaktum shakyate. If I say that, then that means it is a done deal, closed. That's it. I have decided and collected evidence and produced the proof for it, and it is done.
Is this because normally prayena uttara pada padartha pradanaha eva tatpursha? So all these Mayura Vimsakadi are exceptions to that. Instead of having only one word, the uttara padam as the pradhanam, it is having both words.
Yes.
Or something like that. Something is odd about it.
It is uttara pada both. Ubhaya pada pradhanam.
Okay.
Nasti kinchana yasya saha akinchanaha. Atra chana iti apyarthakaha. Kinchidapi na vidyaten solrom illaya. So kimapi nasti tasya. Not even a little bit is there with him. So then he is called akinchanaha. One who has nothing in his hand. You can say poor. Akinchanarthi ஒரு ஸ்தோத்திரத்துல வரும் இல்லையா அதுல அகிஞ்சனார்த்தி பீஷணம் ஏதோ ஒன்று வரும் மறந்து போயிடுது. Akinchana is a person who doesn't have anything, daridraha. Nasti kutopi bhayam yasya akuto bhayaha. One who has no fear from anywhere. Kutaha api, from anywhere. Bhayam nasti yasya. A person who doesn't have any fear rising from anything. Anala akuto bhayaha. Anyo raja rajantaram. This we have been seeing right from Parichaya. Deshantaram, Anyaha Deshaha Deshantaram, Anyat Nama Namantaram, Anyaha Raja Rajantaram, another king. Chit Eva Chinmatram. The Matrach is used in the sense of Eva, Avadharanarthe, Chinmatram. This is with regards to Subanta Samasa. Now we go to the next category of Tinganta Samasa. This is also of two types. One is there can be a Kriya in the Purva Padam or Kriya can be in both Padas. So Kriya Purva Padaha or Kriya Ubhaya Padascheti. Kriya Purva Padaha, these are very specific compounds that are there. Jahi Simham iti abhikshniyena yaha aha saha Jahi Simhaha. One who continuously, abhikshnyam is punah punaha. One who repeatedly keeps on saying kill that lion, abdina, one who keeps on repeating again and again, then he is called a person who says, Jahi Simha. Abdiye, it just forms like that. Idu vandu ana there should be a different meaning to it. One who repeats. Jahi Jodam is more popular. Adnala the yeah, so it just means it is easier to mention this. Sometimes you need brevity, sometimes you need an expansion to use. When your word count matters and you have to write more words, then you can use Jahi Simham iti saha punah punaha vadati. You can write a full sentence with that. Or Jahi Simhaha abdina, you can just, if you have to concisely write it and your essay is going more, then you can make it into a compound word and write. Idella the usages that you see in the world which Panini has recorded. That's what we need to take it as. Joda is Hanu. The chin is called Joda. So Jahi Jodam. Keep hitting your chin. Iti yaha abhikshniyena aha. Tirpi ipdi pannu abdingra. So a person who keeps saying that is called a Jahi Jodaha. Or Jahi Jodam Karoti. He keeps, it can also become a Kriya Visheshanam in that case. Depends on how you use it in the sentence. Kriya Ubhaya Padaha. Tatpurushaha. If it is if Kriya is present in both padam of the Samasta Padam, then it is called Kriya Ubhaya Padaha. Khadata Modata iti yasyam Kriyayam Khadata Modata Kriya. If it is in Strilingam, then you take it as an adjective to Kriya. Khadata Modata. Chapti sandoshama irukam. He eats and he is very happy. He is in whatever action he does, for him it is just eating and being happy. Avladha. Then yehi ida iti yasmin karmani yehi idam. If you say it is in Napunsakalinga here, which means that it is a adjective to karma. Yasmin karmani ityasti. Right? So yehi ida karma atra. Yeah. Evam yehi இடன்னு இருக்கு, நாட் இடன்னு இருக்கணும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். பிகாஸ் இட தான் வந்து இது praise, come and do a stotra. So ஏஹிடம்
ஈடே அப்படின்னு இருக்கு. ஏஹி ஈடே இத்யுக்தே தாதிருஷே கர்மணி ஏவம் ஏஹி கட்டா ஏஹி பாணி ஜகா ஏஹி த்வித்யா ஏஹி ஸ்வாகதா.
ஓகே, ஈடே தானா?
ஏஹி ஈடே இத்யுச்யதே.
ஈடே I will praise. Okay, அப்படியும் இருக்கலாம். Okay, I will change it to that. So ஏஹி ஈடே iti yasmin karmani. In the action where you are calling someone and saying that I will praise you. ஈடே, I will praise. அப்படிதானே? ஏஹி, you come, let me do the stotram. அதுக்கு ஏஹியிடம். இதெல்லாம் ஏதாவது it should have been used in some specific context somewhere which we are unaware of today. அவ்வளவுதான். So we finished with the Mayura Vyamsakadi, which was of two types. One is Subanta Samasa, the other is Tiganta Samasa. In Subanta Samasa, we looked at words where, okay, Ehi ide iti uchyate yasmin karmani. Okay. So Tadrishe karmani evam Ehi. Anything, any kriya or karma. If it is kriya, then you put it in Strilingam, or if it is in karma, you put it in Napunsakalinga. That's all. So adu inge paathelna, it follows the uttara padasya lingam abdin sonnom, but that will not apply in this case. The uttara pada is modata, it is a kriya padam, so there is no lingam for the kriya pada, yet it follows the idu vandu anya padartha pradhanama aidrudhu. It is actually indicating a kriya which has these two kriyas. Okay, so this is again another exception to the prayaha uttarapada pradhanaha tatpurusha. Is that clear? So with this, Tatpurusha Samasa is over. Sorry, the first section, Vyadikarana Tatpurusha Samasa is over. We move on to Samanadhikarana Tatpurusha. You have Karmadharaya, Dvigu, and Karmadharaya and Dvigu are in this Samanadhikarana Tatpurusha Samasa. Okay.
Only one doubt in the Upapada Purvaka Samasa, Uchai Kritva, in that time we were doing the Lyap, Uchai Kritya. But Agre Bhuktva and Swadum Bhuktva and all, why we are not doing Lyap there and just do the Swadum?
You can do Lyap also. There is also this, Namulla. Namul also can come. Lyap also can come. Ada solradhukada.
Okay.
Swadum Kritya is also correct.
Okay.
It's also correct. But to say that Namul can also occur, he is giving those examples. Seriya? We'll start with Karmadharya next week.